Oh hey, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a review of the tell-all last night. Season 2, Before the 90 Days, 90 Day Fiance. I thought it was good. Overall out of 10, I would give it like 7.9. Just shy of 8, I think. Maybe even 8. Let's say about 8. I enjoyed it a lot. There was some drama. Reviews from other people on YouTube and stuff seem to be mixed, and I don't know, for good reason I guess, but yeah, I actually really liked it. So it started off with Angela talking, and she's in the studio, and Michael is on camera. He's still in Nigeria, so they're talking and everything's nice, and oh, we're still engaged, and love you, oh great, whatever. And then they showed the scene of Michael talking to his friends before Angela even came to Nigeria, saying, calling her his elder. Oh, she lost it in studio. She lost it. She took off her ring. She's like, you see this? That's done. And like, we're over, blah, blah, blah. She stormed out of the studio for the first time that evening. There were a couple other storm outs by her and others. Mostly her, Jesse. Anyway, so yeah. Then she's like, oh, I am grown. I'm a 52-year-old grandma and blah, 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 about something else. So make up your mind. Are you an elder or are you not? Because, I don't even think what he said was all that bad. Like, he is younger than her. So she is, therefore, his elder. I mean, even if he were only a year younger, she'd still be his elder. I know that's not exactly what he meant. And I get why she's upset. Like, nobody wants to be thought of as like elderly, but that's what she's saying. He said I was elderly. He didn't say elderly. He said his elder. So that's different. But anyway, so they technically split up at the tell-all last night, but who knows though, maybe they were already split up, because I've heard stuff online about how she had these DUIs and stuff like that, how she was already like dating some other random guy at the time. So maybe that's a situation there. But yeah, so that was interesting, and I don't remember what order they went in last night, so I'm just gonna kind of go randomly here. So at some point after that, we had Paul and Karine. Now that was also going well. She's still in Brazil, and he was in the studio, and he was looking all cute like a little kid. Like, he looks like a little kid to me. He's like got these great big blue eyes and a little baby face. She looks young too, but whatever. Like, they're kind of cute together, let's be honest. They're weird together, but they're kind of cute. Anyway, I am melting right now because I'm wearing a massive parka. So I'll be right back after I take it off. Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm back. Woo! It's really hot in this car. Anyway, so yeah, Paul and Karine. Now, so they're like, oh, a few random weird things happened on the show last night. So first of all, they were talking about whether or not he would be able to sponsor her when she comes, or if she's even coming. And he says he might need his parents to sponsor, and his mom can't make that decision because apparently father makes that decision. Father. He doesn't say my father, my dad, whatever. He says father. He says father's in charge, and whatever father says, mother does. Father. He sounds like pretty scary, and he wasn't on any of the episodes, was he? It was just his mom. They brought his mom in live, so they had a split screen with Karine on one side and his mom on the other, and he says, like, Paul really has a pretty good sense of humor, I think. He says, oh look, my two favorite women, very nice, and I've got some of each of your hairs with me. So he's got, he's like walking around with his mom's hair from her hairbrush, and he cut out some, I don't know, something weird about him and hair. But anyway, so yeah, so they're talking, and basically, like, his mom is like, well, I don't know. I kind of get, like, she seems like a really sweet woman, but I kind of get the impression she's one of these moms with jealousy issues. Like, when they have sons, they can't let go enough to even imagine their sons with another woman, and there's like almost like a jealousy thing going on. I don't know. Maybe that's off base, but kind of weirds me out a little bit in this scenario. I don't know. It's kind of a weird relationship. Anyhow, so And then he says, okay, she's pregnant again, yay! And you know, they make an announcement, she's pregnant again. That's great. Oh, by the way, Karine looked really, really nice. She had like a short haircut and it was sort of layered a little bit. She's wearing nice lipstick. She looked very good. I think that's like the best. Like, she looked nice at their wedding, but I think she looked even nicer in on the camera there yesterday for the tell-all. Anyway, so then he says, okay, guess what? She's pregnant. And, you know, she's like, oh, I'm really happy, blah, blah, blah. And it's all very nice and stuff like that. And then Paul says, we're gonna have to do a DNA test on this baby to make sure it's his. Oh my God, come on now, Paul. And like, I thought for a second he was joking. No, he seemed to be serious, and Karine started to cry, and then they hung up, and apparently Paul was calling her after, and she's not responding to his calls. So that was great moves on Paul's part. So Tarik and Hazel, she was in the Philippines, he was in studio, and he says that they've almost finished their K1 application. There's just an issue because her birth certificate had a spelling error in her name, but other than that, they're going ahead with that. And oh, they said they've had sex, and then there was some, I don't know, jumbled explanation about how at one point they thought she was pregnant, but she was just late. I don't even know why they mentioned this on TV, but like, and how like he thought she had an abortion or like drank a special tea given to her by some like village elder woman. Like, I don't know, it made no sense. Anyway, so she wasn't pregnant, the story goes, and whatever. I don't really know exactly what the point of that whole thing was. And then of course they brought in Dean, and he's all like, oh, you know, blah blah blah, I'm looking out for my brother and all this crap. Anyway, so I don't know, they were boring, I thought. Although it was kind of funny because his hair, Tarik's hair, looked, well, he looked really good actually. He looked good for him. His hair looked kind of like it was spray painted on with like some kind of shape thing, because like his front hairline was very straight, like unnaturally straight. Anyway, whatever. So they're bringing her over, they're working on that, and that seems to be going well. Who else are we talking about here? Got my little list. Oh yeah, Ricky and Ximena. So they had her on, and oh my gosh, she is mad. She's like, thank you for doing me a favor. You are an idiot, she says to Ricky. Well, because apparently Ricky got back to the States, and all of a sudden the story is that he decided to listen to his daughter because she's the only important thing in his whole world, and he's getting back together with his ex-wife. So he dumped Ximena, and like, I wonder if this was before or after he tried to cheat on his ex-wife with Katie Not Holmes from Reddit. I don't know. I think that he and his ex-wife have already split up. Here's a question I really don't know the answer to. This wasn't live. This was not a live event. When was it filmed? I'd like to know. That's confusing to me. So yeah, anyway, she was so angry. I love her temper. She just gets like, just furious, like he is an idiot, and like, oh. So I kind of like her anyway. So she's like, you did me a favor, that's great. Yeah, he's just, ugh. I'm glad they're broken up because I kind of like her. Okay, so Darcey and Jesse. Darcey was in studio, and so was Jesse, and in fact he was the only of the quote-unquote foreigners that were there. And can we just take a second here to remember earlier in the season, or maybe it was even last season, where Darcey's like, look, I made myself look all pretty for you, and he said, makeup's not for everybody, Darcey. And she was just like, oh. Well, Jesse, makeup is not for everybody. You looked like a pumpkin. His face was painted orange. I don't know who did this, or if it was like the in-studio makeup artist or if he did this himself, but he was so badly made up and orange, and oh my gosh, he looked just like an idiot. And honestly, his behavior made him just seem like a total idiot. He made a fool of himself. Like, he really made a fool of himself, but I think he kind of always does. He really likes to think of himself as being like so superior to everyone. He's up on this high horse. Like, who exactly does he think he is? I don't know. Like, I don't know. He's got a big ego, and I don't know. So he goes on about how Darcey catfished him at the beginning because, oh, you're using pictures that are 10 or 20 years old or whatever, and she's like, they're not, they were from 2011 or something like this, and like blah blah blah. And like, everybody in studio, because they got the whole group of the Americans in later, and Jesse and everybody agreed that they were all basically on her side. Like, it was just, you know, he made a fool of himself. He's a fool. He looks really foolish. I'm totally on Darcey's side here. She's just like, I don't know, I think she looks really good sometimes. She does overdo it with the lip injections, but she's trying, you know what I mean? And like, Jesse is just such an egomaniac. Like, I don't know what she saw in him, but she did accuse him on the show last night of only being in it for the green card, so that was interesting. And he says, no, of course not, I was blah blah blah. And at the end, so this kind of scared me a little. And okay, so at the very end, they were like, listen, they fought on stage. Everybody was like, whoa, you know, like, relax. And at the end, you know, they're like, he storms off at one point. He comes back, he's like, they hug anyway. They hug and they're like, I wish the best for you, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh God, please don't let this be the beginning of them getting back together. Because as much as I like her and I like their drama, like, I'm sick of seeing them together, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know what the alternative would be. Like, I don't want to watch some kind of Silva Sisters music video documentary or something, but them being together, I'm just over it. Although she did say though that she is seeing someone and he's in his 30s and he's not American. So, you know what, maybe she will be on again with her new guy. Lastly, I'm just gonna talk about Rachel and John. That's everybody. Okay, like, I'm sorry, but I cannot stand Rachel. There's something about her that, like, I tried to like her, but there's just so many things about her that I can't stand. And like, John really is no better. Like, they're both just so mediocre, but they have these egos. Like, I don't understand it. First of all, like, Rachel, please, like, don't even bother opening a fashion magazine. Just walk down the street. Nobody is wearing those jeans. Like, I don't know why this bothers me so much, but they're so unflattering and so disgusting, and she just looks awful. And like, I don't know, she's just, her dumb expressions on her face, she's always like, But here's the thing, like, oh, and John is so like offensive on social media. If anyone says anything about them, he calls them like a C word or like C word chops. I don't even like saying that word, but he's like, you know, he calls everyone that if they even remotely criticize them. It's like, you know what, you're on this show for people's entertainment. This is not serious, like, ooh, let's get to know these people and love them and have, you know, like, this is a fun show where, you know, if you want to make fun of these people, that's the whole point, right? But he can't take it. And who do these people think they are? Like, they talk about their fairy tale. Like, that is so pathetic to me. Like, okay, what's a fairy tale about this? She's alone by herself. She's a single mother. She meets some random guy on a karaoke app. He has multiple criminal convictions and lives in England and is a garbage sorter, which, by the way, he's not anymore, so he's an unemployed garbage sorter. She gets knocked up by someone else while she's technically dating John. Well, let's just pretend we don't think that maybe John's the father, because I don't know. Who knows? Let's just say he's not the father of Lucy. So she gets pregnant by someone else, and then they can't even afford to go visit each other. They have to do like some kind of GoFundMe, and then they meet, and like the chemistry just, I don't know, like, a fairy tale? Are you kidding? Okay, but here's the really funny part, is apparently, okay, so they've been told they're gonna be brought on for season 3. Ugh. They're like, I can't, ugh. No, like, I almost thought, like, should we start, I don't know, does anyone else feel like me? Like, I'd love to start a petition and be like, no more John and Rachel, I can't stand them. But what kills me about this is apparently she's got like this massive ego, and is like some kind of big diva, like thinking she's some big star because she got this thing renewed. Like, apparently at the tell-all, I read this on like Soap Dirt, so who knows, right? But she demanded like her own green room, like all the cast members like they shared like a massive green room, and there was like, she had her baby with her, and she's like, oh, Lucy needs to sleep, and like, oh, you know, what can we do to accommodate this? And TLC apparently was like, oh, here, we'll give you your own little private room. And apparently that wasn't good enough. She literally wanted every single other member of the cast to leave the massive green room so she could have the green room. And apparently she was just putting everyone down. She accused Paul of stealing her clothes. Like, this is, again, from Soap Dirt, but like, she accused him of like, who would even fit those clothes? His mom? No, she's small. What's he gonna do, send them to Karine? She's also small. Is he gonna wear them himself? I don't think he wears 1998 bell-bottoms. Like, you know, like, what is she thinking? What? Like, I can't stand people who accuse random people of stealing their stuff. Who wants her shitty clothes? Like, literally, that's like the worst person on the entire cast whose clothes you'd want to steal. Like, even Tarik's, like, you know, like, mesh shirts and, like, whatever, those are better than those disgusting bell-bottoms. Like, I just can't stand her. Who is she to have a diva attitude? Like, seriously. She's nobody. She's, like, the least interesting person that's ever been on the show. I think I like her about as much as I liked Evelyn. Oh, the singing, my God, the singing. At least, oh, hey, Rachel sings too. I don't know if there's any connection there. Probably not. Maybe they could get together, though, and sing some kind of duet, and I could burn it or something. Yeah. Whatever. That made no sense. But anyhow, yeah, so she's got this ego. Like, who on earth are you? Oh my God, I'm so sick of seeing her dumb potato face and her stupid bell-bottoms. I really, really cannot stand her. So at the very end, they had all the Americans in there, you know, and they're in the room. Americans, possibly Jesse in there at the same time. And Rachel's like coming down on Darcey and Jesse, and Angela, you know, like I've really started to like Angela. Yes, she's trashy. Okay, she's trashy. She's loud. She's tacky. She's, you know, not refined in any way. She's from a shitty, trashy town. But I kind of like her. Like, she's just like, she's entertaining. She tells it like it is. And like, I don't know. Anyway, so Rachel's all, oh, Darcey, why don't you, like, Darcey and Jesse, blah, blah, blah. And Angela, actually, very, very nicely, Angela said, you know, you don't really know their relationship, so stay out of it. And Rachel's like, what do you mean? And then Angela was like, how can you say you know their relationship when you probably don't even know your own? And, oh, that was funny. And then Rachel gets all, ah! And she starts pointing at her, like, sticking her finger, like, nah, nah, nah. And so Angela gets, like, right in her face and was like, hey, don't you talk about me like that. And a bunch of people were holding her back and stuff like that. Like, I would just love to have seen, like, Angela just beat the hell out of Rachel. That would be some good TV. I would pay-per-view that shit. Like, that would be a good fight. I would pay for that. Yeah, that was really funny. Like, she's pathetic, Rachel. She's pathetic. Anyway, so apparently, Angela and Michael broke up last night. Okay, not last night. On the show shown last night. Tarik and Hazel still together. Paul and Karine, TLC posted something today saying they're pregnant, so I'm guessing they're still together. Ricky, Ximena obviously split up. Darcey and Jesse hopefully split up. Please don't get back together, please, please, please. And Rachel and John, unfortunately, still together. What did you think? Did you like the show? I did. That's it for that season. The new couples start, it's not before the 90s, it's just 90 Day Fiance season whatever starts Sunday, so that should be neat. Although some of those people, I don't know, we'll see. Some of them might be interesting. Let me know what you thought. Please leave a comment, and yeah, I hope you're having a great day, and thank you for watching.